Me. Hello! And welcome to Out Past the Rings, Volume 91. Today we're talking about the WristMeetRazor double 7-inch that was released on December 12th, 2017. 2017, yeah. It's called I Talk to God, but the Sky is Empty. So I guess technically the first 4 songs came out in September of 2017, and then the second set of 4 songs came out on December 12th, which is when we officially released the double 7-inch. But I'm getting ahead of myself. A little cut. Going back to the start, I first heard about WristMeetRazor because Tarquin Jones posted on somewhere that they were really good, and there was a 3-song demo that had just come out. So at that point, it was a solo project by Jonah Thorne, I believe, and yeah, the 3 songs were really good. It was kind of like metallic hardcore, one might say bordering on metalcore. There were some influences there that, or what sounded like influences at least, of stuff that I really enjoyed, like The Bled, and even like a little bit of Neil Perry, Joshua Fit for Battle. And then for this release, Jonah acquired some new members, bassist, vocalist Justin, and I guess Zach must have been the drummer, because Jonah was playing guitar still, and maybe doing some of the vocals too. I'm not totally sure on that one. So these 8 songs are amazing. Without a doubt, in my opinion, my favorite of the band's output, and they've released a fair amount of stuff afterwards, including a really good follow-up a couple of years ago, and then they just released a new one last month? Yes, I believe it was last month. So you should probably check out all that stuff too. This is the most screamo of all of them. This kind of hits a crossover with, like I was saying before, like Neil Perry, Joshua Fit for Battle, but combined it with a lot of the new stuff that was coming out right around the same time. Gift from God, Black Nail, See You Space Cowboy. Kind of all of these bands were kind of coming in at around the same time and drawing, well, what seemed like equal influences from screamo and from metallic hardcore, metalcore, whatever you want to call it. So after I heard that initial demo, I actually contacted Jonah about the double 7-inch, at which point I found out, I contacted Jonah about, hey, what is in the works for this band, because it's really, really good. And they told me about, they've got 8 songs that they want to release. They were hoping to do a double 7-inch. I had done a double 7-inch with Sean for one of the Coma Regalia albums. Ours is the Cosmos Noble. But yeah, I was like, this is a cool idea. They'd got Connie to do some sketches, and Jonah finished up the art there. I might as well just show it to you again. So there's that. I love that artwork. I don't know what the thing is. Maybe it's with the no face and just like the double staggered outline of the person. That's really cool. And the colors too. I like the colors. We did 200. So we did, no, let me backtrack a little more here. This was when I reached my breaking point for co-releases. I used to spend, for every single ZBR release that I was heading up, I would look at like every record. I had like 15 labels that I would contact them, usually get no's from all of them, and then I would go to stuff that I'd released in the past, and I'd look through every single label on the back of the covers and other records that I liked. I literally contacted every single label in like the screamo scene, it seemed like, and no one was really digging a lot of this. No one really wanted to help a lot of the time. So this is the release that I remember kind of giving up and being like, you know what, I'm just going to do this myself, I don't care. And then Daniel at Time Is a Color did get back to me right before I decided to just go it alone. So Time Is a Color took 50 copies, and we took the other 150, but then we gave the band like 30, I guess. So we had well over 100 copies. Sold really well, and this was right in the kind of the middle of the ZBR Lost era. Including the next Out Past the Rings, which I think is pretty important too, but I'm getting ahead of myself this time. No, I always get ahead of myself. Ha! I don't know what's going on. Okay, so it sold well. I remember I remember even in Scram Cave, there was, I think it was the first Scrammys Awards, and this album got named Album of the Year. I was like, wow, that's pretty sweet. So I kind of was realizing with the sales and with, I guess, the recognition, it's like, I gotta stop trying to... I felt like I was roping people in to release stuff. I'm like, if you don't absolutely love this like I do, then, just don't bother. So this is really where I was like, okay, ZBR is going to do its own thing now, and I'm very glad that I did that. It was the right call. So what happened after this? They got signed. So by Prosthetic Records, right before they got signed, before some of the other ones that were kind of getting picked up around that time. So additional kudos to WristMeetRazor for really like jumping up really quickly in the game. It's a game, I don't know. But yeah, like I was saying, the screamo, like metalcore hybrid that was happening at the time really gained momentum big time, because all the bands that I pretty much released their early stuff for, all of them got signed. Well, like Gift from God and See You Space Cowboy and WristMeetRazor. And I was gonna release Meth, and then they got signed as well. So there's a lot of movement up with those kinds of bands. So it was really awesome to see. Definitely helped catapult, I think, screamo to another level, because people were checking out these bands. So I took the stuff off of Bandcamp from Zegma Beach just a few months ago, I think, because the band and the band's manager very politely just sent me an email and said, could you please take this off of Bandcamp, because we're going to be putting it up, and we have the rights to the songs and all that stuff. And they were very polite and nice about it. I was like, yeah, of course I can. Shout out to previous episode. Anyway, so no problems there. That's why it's not on the ZBR Bandcamp anymore, in case you were wondering. But I do want to say again, this is definitely a Zegma Beach Records release, as we were the primary label involved in it at the time of its release. What else? Oh, right, there was... Oh, we have a couple variants to discuss, so why don't I just go get them. There's your primary variant, essentially out of one... Maybe it was... I don't know if it was 190 or 200, I'm not quite sure. I don't remember what the actual overrun is, but it's just a fold over double 7-inch. We did not get test presses for these. One of the reasons why we were able to expedite it and get it out quicker. This was at a time when this particular plant didn't require test presses. Now most plants do. All my test presses were always fine, so I just started to be like, this plant knows what they're doing. Anyway, maybe not the best call, but never had an issue with it, so that worked out okay. So they're just very basically stamped in terms of the A's and the B's. And then they should come with this, with the out of 200 thing. This is actually the one I photocopied for everything. Yeah, and it mentions times of color and stuff on there too. Alright, so this one here is out of 10. Out of 18? Out of 10. Out of 10, I'm pretty sure. I think it might have actually been out of 11 or 12, because I think there might have been, there's one with a gold metal engraved band on it, and the rest of them are silver. These were done, and the alternate cover here, it comes with the basic cover inside as well. These were done by Nate from No Funeral. I don't know why, but because he said that he was able to get this thing done. Did I have any releases that he wanted that I wanted an alternate cover for? And I was like, oh, let's do this one. It's just coming out right about now. I really like that, so we sold all of those very quickly as well. And this little puppy came out just a few weeks ago. It is just an overrun that I had been carrying around for years through all of the moves with Zegma Beach Records, from Hamilton to New Zealand to Vancouver Island. So when I moved into this particular house in Ladysmith, I went through all my stuff again, and I was like, oh yeah, I've got these WristMeetRazor overruns, and I had 10 of them, and a bunch of covers. So skipped my mind. I don't know. So once I found them, we were doing a sale for Zenga Beach, so I put them up for the Big Stuff Thing #1. Shout out Dave Cullen. So this is just the first 4 songs. So technically, this is like, these are different, right? And I straight up I cut the covers and I numbered them as well. So there really is only 10 of the single 7-inch of these ones, and it has a red stamp on the back. But wouldn't you know it, the day after the Big Stuff Thing ended, I found 6 more overrun copies. And I was like, yo, those are C and Ds. So I got them all ready, only to realize, like, I should probably check to make sure it's C and D. It should be C and D, right? You wouldn't have 16 overages of one and then 0 of the other. But no, I was incorrect. These are actually, also A and B sides. So this is also just I Talk to God. It's basically the overrun second series of the just the first EP. So I mean, why are there 2? Because I didn't know these ones still existed. I knew these ones did, but this was a surprise, and it just happened to be the day after we finished the Big Stuff Thing. So I just put one up in the Canadian store right now, so if you would like to go buy it, by all means, go pick it up. They go pretty quickly, and the other 5, there won't be 5, there'll be 3, because I'm going to keep one, and US of Dave Cullen will be keeping one too, probably. So the next Big Stuff Thing will have 1 in the Canadian store and 2 in the US store. Is there anything else that I need to discuss? No, just the 60659C is next up, and that features members of Gift from God and Ostraka and a bunch of other really amazing bands. And yeah, I don't know, people just missed it. But maybe if you tune in, you won't miss the next one. What am I talking about? I don't know. I'm gonna go take this off. It's getting a little itchy, but oh, what the Band-Aids? Was it worth it? Was it worth it?